Hello and welcome to Mina's Bookshelf. Today I would like to talk about the Bright Future Tarot by Saskia Lee. She's a creator from the UK, and this is a deck that I purchased on Etsy a few days ago, and incredibly was delivered really fast. This is a deck that was released last year, I think, and we're at the second edition already. This is why I have two decks. This is the first edition, and this is the second edition. Um, this deck is available on Etsy, as I said, and it's a modern deck. And I really needed to fill that spot in my collection because I have an abundance of historical decks, um, art decks, and I really felt that like I needed to shop for something more modern, more in touch, and more connected to everyday life, modern everyday life. This is a bundle that I purchased on Etsy. The creator was running a sale, and I really was undecided between the first and the second edition. And since the creator offers also decks without and with keywords, I wanted to try them both and see which one appealed to me the most. So I purchased the first edition without keywords and a second edition with keywords. They both come in a tack box. It's nice matte finished tack box. It's not too flimsy. I have to say it's a really good one, and the decks were delivered to me from the other side of the pond in perfect condition. Great packaging, so kudos to the creator for that. I also purchased a workbook and guidebook to go with the deck, and the reason why I did that, of course, is because I think this book was really written well, an exceptional compliment to the deck. I watched a few reviews on YouTube, and I was really impressed with the write-up on this book. Now to the decks. I'm gonna run a side-by-side comparison so you can see what the differences are between the first edition and the second edition. I know that the creator still had a few copies of the first edition available, just in case you have a fancy for that. The size is a traditional tarot size, just a hair smaller than a centennial. It comes in a beautiful matte satin finished cardstock. The difference in cardstock between the first and the second edition is really minimal. It feels like the second edition is even smoother than the first edition, but the quality of the cardstock is fantastic. I think this is a 350 GSM minimum. All right, so let's begin. Let's put them side by side. Let's see, maybe I need to zoom in a little bit. We're going to do the deck comparison first, and then we will take a look at the guidebook. All right. Maybe I will need to zoom in a little bit. Right off the bat, the creator changed the full card. First edition on the left, second edition on the right. Second edition has the keywords. So we have the young man jumping off a cliff with a companion dog, very faithful reproduction of the traditional RWS. And in the second edition, we have a different image, and the keyword seems to be adventure, freedom. I have the sun in my eyes. I need to adjust my shades a little bit. Forgive me for that. Let's see if I can improve the lighting in here. All right, much better. Now the magician card. We have a beautiful snow owl. And the keyword in the second edition is potential, highly skilled. The High Priestess has been renamed the Oracle, and the keyword are intuition and unknown. I really like these paintings. It's an art style that I really needed to take a look at. I don't have anything in my collection of this kind. The closest thing that I have is the Lightseer Starred by Chrysan. And I took a look at a few modern decks before purchasing this one, but I thought that this one really ticked all the boxes. So this is the Empress. There is no difference in the coloration really between first and second edition. Maybe the second edition's color are a tiny bit darker, but just ever so slightly. Leadership identity for the Emperor, interest in the use of a mask, different masks. Hierophant. I love the Lover's card. I mean, I love them both, but the Lover's card on the first edition, this one is my favorite. And I love the keywords on the second edition, decisions and clarity. I hope I'm staying in frame. Chariot, success, action. Justice card stays the same. Yes, you can see the coloration is more saturated, but ever so slightly in the second edition. The Hermit card. And the Wheel card, different in the second edition. So the first edition, I really like this one. It's really cool. Know your destiny. Has a fortune teller kind of feel. And this one as well with a crystal ball. Love them both. The Strength card. The Hangman. I do love the different perspective in this card and the artistic choices Saskia made for the Hangman. Is really looking at things from a completely different perspective. That card is beautiful. Hasn't really changed in the second edition. We have the Temperance card. Devil card. I do prefer the first edition, this one. This idea of temptation is more obvious. This is the other card that was changed. We have the Twin Towers in the first edition, and we have an alien attack in the second edition. This one might be a little bit triggering for some people, and probably this is the reason why the creator decided to change the artwork in the second edition. The star. So we have this alien theme. Please come save us. The Moon, illusion and fear card. I do apologize if the lighting is not good. This is an impromptu video. And I'm going to try to keep it under 20 minutes. I know that everybody's really busy. The Universe. And now we have the We have swords as a first suit on this one, and we have pentacles as first suit in this one. So I'm gonna put this in the back, the pentacles in the back. And we're gonna do the swords. King of Swords, intellectual. Queen of Swords, independent. When I was shopping for a modern deck, a modern tarot, I was looking at the Urban Tarot. I was looking at the As Above, So Below, second volume. And what else? Of course, I do have the Light Seers by Chris Ann. This is an interesting interpretation of the Two of Swords. Three of Swords. But I felt like this one was the one I really resonated with. I think it's something about the artwork. I find the Urban Tarot to be a little too triggering for my sensibility. And that's okay, you know. Different people, different needs, different sensibilities. Six of Swords. This is an interesting interpretation too. And this one as well. Seven of Swords triggered mediator. This is something I would like to go and check in the guidebook anyway, because I do not really resonate with this image. I need to learn more about it. I have received the decks a few days ago, and I just kept them on a windowsill with a crystal. I haven't had the chance to work with them. I took a look at the book, but I need to do a more in-depth study. And I feel like this will be a great deck for the spring and the summer season. Ten of Swords. Okay, King of Cups. I have wands instead here. Beautiful image for the King of Cups is the tender father. Queen. I hope you're able to read the keywords on the bottom of the second edition, the cards from the second edition. Feel free to pause the video if you need to take a closer look. Beautiful Ace of Cups. My favorite Two of Cups card ever, the one with the mugs. I like the other one, Attraction and Bonding, but this is definitely my favorite. I have a thing for tea mugs, coffee mugs. And I like to see them in tarot and oracle decks. Again, this Four of Cups is my favorite. So far, I have to say, I kind of lean more towards the first edition. A little bit of mermaid action. Love this Eight of Cups. Boredom, stagnation. I love this modern interpretation, modern image of the card. And I think this will be a great deck for relationship readings. Love this Nine of Cups. King of Pentacles. Queen. Knight. Page. I get some very fresh vibes from this deck. It's really vibrant. It's a young deck, so to speak. It would appeal for sure to a young users audience. I love the Seven of Pentacles card. And it's interesting the fact that the creator didn't use it for the Eight of Pentacles. Consider that bees are the emblem of hardworking creatures, people. She used it instead for the Seven of Pentacles for this idea that it takes work to get honey. I love the Nine of Pentacles. And I love the Ten of Pentacles too. So my favorite suits in these decks are the Cups and the Pentacles. King of Wands. Beautiful Queen of Wands. Knight of Wands. Of course, you cannot expect to see people on horses, although I think one of the knights was represented on horse, the Knight of Pentacles. This is nice, interesting. And Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. This Two of Wands has a almost like a Two of Swords feel to it. It's the idea of conflict more than the idea of choices and crossroads. Three of Wands. This is different. I think I prefer this one. Creative Vision Artist. Four of Wands. Nice Five of Wands. This idea of chaotic energy, conflict, competition, but also brainstorming. For me, it's a great card for brainstorming. I do not always attribute a negative meaning to the Five of Wands. Just remember, they're starting from the five, there's always room for growth in every suit. Seven of Wands. So for me, the Five of Wands a lot, sometimes it indicates brainstorming. And I see it and I read it in a positive way. And the Ten of Wands. Okay, so these are the backs with the sacred geometry, the flower of life, which is a symbol of creativity, and also a reminder that we are all connected to each other. We're all part of a big whole with all these interlocking circles. So really beautiful deck. 5 stars for me. This is a good one for me. And I'm really excited about using it. Now to the book. The book comes with a, zoom out a little, glossy cover. It's quite an hefty book, a total of 250 pages. And we have, let's see. The interesting thing is that it's not just a guidebook, it's also a workbook. And there are some very interesting exercises in the back that will help you grow as a reader. So we have an introduction, your psychic abilities, scrying with your cards, creating a psychic link, creating a reading working with layouts. Very interesting. Sample readings, telling your own story. I mean, the reason why I picked this deck is mostly because I felt the need for a deck that was really, how to say, down to earth, like really connected to my everyday life or to my, clients' everyday life. Major Arcana. And so we begin with the Major Arcana cards. We have an element association when there is one, a number association, a few keywords for the upright and reversed meaning, and then a lengthy description of the card. Here's our fool, the divine child of the tarot, and number 0. He represents one who has no experience of life, who is completely unaware of how little he knows. He is shown about to take a leap off a cliff edge without any certainty that he will reach the other ledge. So it's great that he gives you an explanation of what is going on in the card, describes what's going on in the card. And then let's see the other paragraph. For one woman, it showed that she has willingly walking away from a career that she felt her parents had pushed her into. She gave up this very lucrative career in order to pursue what she felt was her true calling of training to be a nurse. For one woman, the fool showed her decision to leave her marriage. So what the author is doing here, she's giving you concrete examples, specific examples of what kind of reading you can make with these cards. When you inquire, when you ask spirit about specific life situations. So she gives you like 1, 2, 3, 4 examples of possible meanings, and she gives you specific life situations they could be connected to. Very interesting. So let's see what happens instead with the minor arcana. A minor arcana gives a generic intro. Now there's a chapter about the court cards, specifically talking about Queen, Kings, Knights, and pages. And then she goes into the suits, the suit of Pentacle, Wisdom, and Wealth. And with the Ace of Pentacle, for example, you have a number 1, potential, so the numerological meaning of the card. The element association, the keywords, wisdom, wealth, self-worth, certificates, documents, etc. Reversed meaning. So the Ace of Coins relates to Earth at the absolute. The symbol most closely representing this concept is the Ouroboros, the dragon or serpent curling around in a circle to bite its own tail. Different kinds, interpretations for the upright and the reversed meaning. When reversed, it's the opposite of the above. We feel worthless or experience a sense of lack. The flow of money has dried up and we do not appear to have the wisdom or experience to sort it out. And it goes on for a couple of pages. In the back, the book has exercises. So you have a few pages for how to use the workbook, your tarot journal, a sample reading, excuse me, sample reading questions, multiple choice questions, love and relationship. So these are exercises you can do to enhance your intuition. Career and studies, so all possible associations of cards and meanings in each of these fields, finances and resources. Very interesting. People and psychology. Awesome. The book alone is a gem. Journal worksheet. Okay, that's awesome. I will link, I will put a link to Saskia Lee Etsy shop down in the description of the video. And again, this was a walkthrough and review of the Bright Future Tarot by Saskia Lee, first and second edition, and workbook and journal. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't done so. I wonder how you stumbled upon my video, since I'm a very, very small channel in the very beginning of its life. Many blessings. Thank you.